Tim Forkin, and this is my first time in documenting my day. I'm a 24-year-old content producer, video editor. By day, I work for a company called Hey Creator, where I'm in charge of all things content and producing content. And today I want to show you what I'm working on. So this first thing we're working on is short form videos for the upcoming People Magic Summit for our client Mighty Networks. My boss Matt knocked out the first one of these, and as I click through it, it's very straightforward, very simple. What I have done is transcribed it, not only to make captions for it, but I am making videos just like Matt is too for this project. So I want to get his script out, kind of figure out the main talking points of the piece so that I can make two of my own, which you'll watch me do right now. It's been a minute since I've done a UGC kind of native iPhone video, so let's see what we got. How are we gonna make 2025 the best year ever for our businesses? I looked at myself instead of the camera, damn it. I can't lie, this year January came around and I didn't really have a plan for my business, and I'm not gonna let it happen again. That's why I'm going to the People Magic Summit. Sign up now and I'll see you there. How are we gonna make 2024 the best year? Wrong year. How are we gonna make 2025 the best year ever for our businesses? I know I wanna crush it in 2025 and hit the ground running in January, which, if you didn't know, is typically a creator's biggest sales month of the year. So I'll be attending the People Magic Summit put on by the crew at Mighty Networks with nonstop value from some of my favorite speakers. That's why I'm going to the People Magic Summit. Sign up now and I'll see you there. Now I gotta do some handheld. I know I wanna crush it in 2025 and hit the ground running in January, which, if you didn't know, is typically a creator's biggest sales month of the year. Oh, my arm. So I'll be attending the People Magic Summit put on by the crew at Mighty Networks. I can't lie, this year January came around and I had no real plan for my business. All right, so I just recorded all of them. I even did a second version of the video that you didn't see. About to put these on my computer right now, AirDrop the only way. I recorded the 3 different versions, one from this angle, one from this angle, one from this angle as kind of like a handheld, and now I gotta play through them and pick the best ones from each take and make it into a new piece of content. So as you can see here, straight through one take, straight through same angle. So I'll be right back when I have that sorted, and I'll show you guys how I made the decisions. All right, we're gonna let this one ride. This is the V1 of the first video for them. How are we gonna make 2025 the best year ever for our businesses? I know I wanna crush it in 2025 and hit the ground running in January. So I'll be attending the People Magic Summit put on by the crew at Mighty Networks. It's 3 days, October 15th through 17th, with non-stop value with some of my favorite creators as speakers. I can't lie, this year January came around and I didn't really have a plan to succeed for my business, and I'm not gonna let it happen again. That's why I'm going to the People Magic Summit. Sign up now and I'll see you there. Boom. One down, one to go. Let's be realistic. To be ready by January 1st, you really got to be ready by December 19th because of the holidays. And you'll be stressed for most of December with last minute shopping and finishing up your work. Plus November can be an anxious month too with the election, Thanksgiving, traveling. So to have a perfect business in 2025, you should probably start in October, which is perfect because the team at Mighty Networks is putting on the People Magic Summit, October 15th through 17th with some of my favorite speakers. So I just finished that Mighty project. Took me a bit longer than I thought it was going to, but the last part of my day is going to be building what I call the skeleton file. As a video editor, I care about branding and consistency. I have some upcoming projects where I'd love to build a skeleton file for them. And all in all, I need to document exactly what goes into it so I can build it on repeat for Hey Creator and my other clients. Let's go. So I want to get very clear on what a skeleton file is. Basically, all the information that someone else would need to replicate your videos or your show, it needs to be in one spot. The first section, the most important section, is the vibe. So for production value, is it shot on a nice camera with a lens like I have and a beautiful setup with lighting? Is it on an iPhone? Is it a webcam? Is there really any effort put into the production value? Your mic quality, is it great or just good enough? Your pacing and the cuts. Are you cutting super fast? Are you slow? Are you kind of like letting it be like cozy and raw? Or are you just straight up not editing for time at all? What era is this video supposed to feel like it's in? Is it like the current kind of fast-paced YouTube? Is it retro? Is it futuristic? What's your mood around like your brand in the video at large? Is it like a soft, kind of feminine? Is it kind of rough, masculine, minimalist, maximalist, clean, dirty? Humor. Are you making funny videos or just videos that have funny moments? Is the humor on screen? Is it in the way you say things? Or is there just no humor at all? Lastly, the most important thing you can put in your skeleton file are the creators that you love to watch, that you want to take inspiration from. Next section is brand. So for words, what's your title font and weight, your normal like body font and weight? For your captions, what font do you use? What colors do you use? Where are they placed? Speaking of colors, everyone should have one main color. You should have a second color and a third color maybe for highlights, and then you should have some tones that are okay to use. There's also graphics, so do you have like a main logo or podcast art? Is there any icons that show up in your videos? The next section of the skeleton file is composition. What do your one-shot talking head type videos look like? What do your two-shot interview style videos look like? Are you getting B-roll for your videos, and if so, is it specific? Because having specific B-roll is way better than stock footage B-roll because you always want to show exactly what you're talking about. When you pull up a screen share, are you just using Loom or whatever native program? Or is it better and custom to your brand? When you do split screens, you have text plus your face, images plus your face, videos plus your face. How does that all look? Let's say you want to pull up a social post. Is it just a screenshot, or are you going in the interface for like a screen recording or animated type thing? Are you using animation in general? Do you have an end screen to keep people on YouTube watching your videos? Are you playing with the color of your videos at all? Maybe setting the mood warmer or cooler, softer or sharper? Is it consistent? Transitions. Do you use transitions? Between clips, are you jump cutting or doing anything else? Do you have a signature transition that you use between scenes? And for different chapters of your video, like the beginning, middle, and end, do you kind of have like a loading screen or you just let it rip? For text, you have your title slide where the text is the main thing on the screen. How does that look? How does your lower third text look when you make a point? Accent text that pops up around your head or wherever else? Do you use lower third titles when introducing someone new to show you who's talking? Do you use captions on your videos? On short form, I think they have to be branded, and on YouTube, I think it's a great look to have some text down here as well. I don't use it all the time, but sometimes it looks great. Next part of the skeleton file is your audio. Do you have signature music, a theme song for you and your videos? Most podcasts have one of these, but I'm asking, do you have one for your videos as well? Background music. Now you can have a library of different things, or you can use a royalty-free one like I use Soundstripe. And for background music, you can have specific tracks you can pull in, but I like just having a mood for how I want this section of the video to be. And then that informs what audio I go and grab. Do you use sound effects in your videos? Are they kind of cartoonish? Are they kind of camera focused or modern? These are your clicks, your hits, your swooshes. One part of this a lot of people don't think about is your verbal audio. Do you have an intro you use for most of your videos, or kind of like a format to follow? What hooks work for you? Do you have a signature outro? Alex Hormozy has the proof, promise, plan framework. So what's your proof? What do you pull in for each video that makes you worth listening to? Do you set up a promise in each video of if they stick around, what they're gonna watch? And do you have a plan of how to walk them through to this point? Do you use signature transition statements to get you between chapters of your video? Are there inside jokes you have with your audience that longtime listeners and followers would recognize and kind of use to stick around? Lastly, what do your CTAs sound like? Your call to actions. Go subscribe to my newsletter, buy my products, book a call with me, here's an ad, or the links in the description. So now that we have all this sorted, I'm about to go build the Hey Creator skeleton file. So this is our Hey Creator content skeleton file. I'll show you guys the assets in Premiere in a second, but I've done the first 3 categories here. For vibe, I said production value, DSLR, 4K footage if possible. Just basically, we want high production value, as good as we can possibly get it. Both my boss Matt and I, who do the show together, have Shure MV7s. Obviously, the mic quality should be as high as possible. For pacing and cuts, I said interviews and vlogs that you really only want to cut when it's necessary. But for tutorials and breakdowns, we want fast cuts. Era, kind of modern, YouTube style. We don't really want to be like masculine or feminine. We want to have a neutral gender to the content, soft but optimistic. We don't want to be self-deprecating, but we do want to be funny. Not intentionally funny, but if we're joking around, laughing. The natural flows of our conversation should have some humor camera in it. For inspiration for the podcast episodes we do, we picked Jay Klaus's Creator Science, the Callan and Samir Show, and The Future with Chris Do. For vlogs, I've really been loving the way JT Barnett does his videos. This kind of actually inspired the video you're watching right now. And then for tutorials or lists or breakdowns, I think Ali Abdal, Kane Calloway, Thomas Frank all do a great job of those kinds of videos. For identity, our title font is Calistoga, our normal text is Inter, and for captions, we always want them to be in Calistoga. Here's our colors. You can look at the colors if you want. We have this main logo, we have the pod art to pull from, and as far as composition is concerned, let's go into Premiere. This is what a one shot looks like. That's Matt, my boss. This is what the two shots look like. Very simple. You got the blue, the white, the green. So I'll just copy and paste this over when it's time. This is what like screen share or like video presentations will look on here. This is split to text. This is split to an image or a social media post. This is split, but this blue will be replaced by a video on the other side. This is the main title. I'll play it for you. We use that for titles or transitions between chapters. This is what lower third text will look like. You see it does this kind of animation where you just slide up to it. This is our signature cartoon transition that we already have built out. YouTube end screen, simple enough. Here's what Matt's lower third is gonna look like and my lower third. Now, these are the absolute basics of what goes into editing a podcast or YouTube videos in general. But I'd advise you to start thinking about all the different things that go into your skeleton file. I have a project coming up where I'm going to be editing a podcast for a client. So I'm going to work with them and run through this whole thing again for their show. If we nail this right now, all of the work later becomes easy. It's just drag and drop editing, cutting for time, cutting out the mistakes, and then we're going. Thank you for watching today's video. Thank you for being here. This is my first time vlogging. Not sure how it's going to turn out. Kind of nervous about it. I had fun and I think I can do this again. So I'll see you guys next time. Peace.